Oh, it's low. It's a low network night. Hey, my creative friends. I'm Shannon from Shannon Studio. We have a low connection tonight, but I'm hoping we can stay connected. We talk about creativity every day in order to kind of build those muscles, those creative muscles in ourselves. So I talk about a creative lifestyle a lot, and so it begs the question, what does a creative lifestyle look like? And I think a lot of people would think a creative lifestyle is just making things every day, just the pursuit of, oh, I gotta make something, make something, make something. And for me, that's the outcome, but to me, it's more of who you are inside. And then who you are creatively inside affects all the areas of your life. And there's a Ruth Richards that talks about the four areas, I guess, of creativity. I don't know the exact words that she uses, but she talks about process, product. So what you make is the product, how you make it is the process, and the person, the creative person you are. And then there's one more, I can't remember, but the space, the space that you occupy in being creative. So to me, it is really about the person, because then it doesn't matter what you make, you're going to utilize creativity in everything you do. Even when you're dealing with your kids and you have a problem that comes up, you're going to have solutions. If you have a problem in yourself, you're going to. Let me just tell you, one of the benefits, or one of the great benefits, I think, is that, and it comes from this Ruth Richards as well. It's one of the benefits is sustaining a lifestyle of internal balance and harmony. Becoming aware of one's own inner thoughts, feelings, actions, intentions, memories, and imaginations. And it brings up coping skills too. If there were no other benefits, those would be pretty awesome right there. And I think that's what creativity does for me too. It makes me self-aware. I start to know, why am I doing something? Because something about I think the neural pathway, our brain starts to work, it starts to make you think differently. And so that's why I kind of always talk about, you have a creative heartbeat. So listen for it. It's to try to find that within yourself so that you start to act creatively every day. And so also in this, I want to read a couple more quotes. This is from Scott Berry. He says, creative lifestyle is those who engaged in more creative acts in everyday life. So he kind of jumps to the acts where we talk about the acts. It doesn't have to be just art projects. I love art projects. Don't get me wrong. I love doing and making things, but I also, when I can stand there and have a conversation with somebody and a thought comes to me that's different than what they might be thinking, or I'm able to see a different path. That's just as exciting to me as making things, because I realize it's who I am, that I've learned to be able to tap into that creativity in me and to actually use it. Sometimes we're not self-aware enough to know of our strengths or our weaknesses, and so when you become aware that you are creative and start to learn how to function with that, how to tap into that, how to recognize it, then you start acting on those things and making a difference for yourself and then those all around you. So I liked a phrase that she used, that Ruth Richards uses, as it's creator in embryo. I just love, the visual there. Creator in embryo. It's like we're just starting out. We're just, we have these capabilities, but they're young and they're growing and evolving. And so we don't know exactly, there's going to be a process in order to learn how to use them. And she talks about Abraham Maslow and his hierarchy of needs. and I'll just read what she said. And a hierarchy of needs with movement towards self-actualization. Maslow saw this self-actualizing person moving toward higher human potential, and their self-actualizing creativity very similar. So he saw, the self-actualizing as in part of being a creative person, moving toward your higher human potential. And that's what it does as well. It moves us to our potential. You say, well, this person has potential, but they don't use it. It's kind of like we have creativity as our potential, but we don't use it. And so in this self-actualization, I'm going to read another quote. Self-actualization, creativity stresses first the personality rather than its achievement. It stresses character qualities and so that's where it starts to list a bunch of character traits. So boldness, courage, freedom, spontaneity, integrity, self-acceptance, being expressive, beauty, truth, justice, humor, openness. There are so many things, and I've been talking to a lot of people about creativity. What do they think it is? And listening to them describe it. And one of the things that I hear often is it's feeling alive. And I love that kind of phrase too. It almost goes along with that creator and embryo and then feeling alive. It's like we start this way and then we move to this where we break out of that embryo, we come alive, and it's having access to all those feelings. And that to me is the feeling alive. I mean, even so much into feeling the negative emotions too. And in fact, there's a quote. Who said this? You feel life is. I don't know. Maybe it's Scott. Barry Kaufman. Researchers found that creativity was more strongly related to the sum of positive and negative emotions than measures of positive or negative emotions alone. This suggests that capacity to experience intense emotions of both negative and positive may be central to the creative life. And that's what I mean. And those other people describing it to me, they haven't read this stuff. They haven't, studied it. It's not like they're repeating something else that somebody has told them. They're just going by what comes out, what they experience personally. And I think that's it. It's an experience of being able to feel and to like the higher human potential, the self-actualization. It's where we get to our best selves, and being able to get there. That's what a creative lifestyle to me is. So it's also a quality that many people say they want. They see value in it, want it in society, they see the benefits of it, but usually they want it to find it in somebody else. Oftentimes it's hard to figure out. Learning anything new is hard, but trying to work with this, finding this inner creativity and living it as a lifestyle, it's not just, oh, it's so fun, it's so, it's work too. It's work as with building any kind of character traits. So the tip tonight is to really allow yourself to see what a creative life looks like. And here's another quote from Ruth Richards where she says, "We need to cast a large net here to include within everyday creativity all that is possible." So it includes your making your things, the projects that you have, also in how you deal with people and how you address adversity and all those things that come with the benefits of it. And there are some huge good benefits. And my website has some of those benefits on a benefits page to read about too. They're huge. They're just, and it's just an alive way to be. So I was thinking about this because yesterday I made this food board, and it's just vegetables and stuff like that, but it just made people excited looking at it and seeing the possibility of making a food board differently. Taking all the vegetables and the meats and the cheeses and putting it in a way that is different and exciting. And that is a making thing, but it wouldn't, but it was because I love the experience. I love the feeling of trying new things. I love that that spontaneity. If I want to go, oh, I want to do this. I love those kind of things, and I want to get across how beneficial it's been in my everyday life, where I'm dealing with 8 kids, I'm dealing with going to school, or I'm dealing with working with youth, or all the things that I've experienced. Creativity has been there in my heart to help me move along my path and to, quite frankly, stay sane with all the things that we have to do, or as parents and spouses and mother. Well, I guess that parents is a mother, huh? But you know what I mean. It's a benefit in your life. So I want you to remember that phrase, creator and embryo, and that you can feel more alive. If you feel alive now and you're not really tapping into your creative side, your creative heartbeat, then you are going to be surprised and even more excited once you start tapping into that, and to feel the power that you have in that. So, self-actualizing, reach for your higher human potential as well. So that's the tip today. Creator and embryo, reach for your higher human. And remember, you have a creative heartbeat, so listen for it. And I will be back tomorrow to talk more creativity. Bye for now.